Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Arsenal Away podcast with me, Samrid and Himashwin. Just to get our social out of the way, we're on Twitter at the Arsenal Away, on Facebook, the Arsenal Away, as well as on YouTube, where you can find almost all of our content. Click the bell icon, subscribe to our channel, and you'll get notified whenever we put up new stuff. Moving on to this week's show, relatively comfortable away win at Portsmouth, which would have been a potential banana skin after the Europa League debacle midweek. But the professional performance, goals by Socrates as well as Eddie to put us through into the quarterfinals and a step away from another visit to Wembley. What were your thoughts on the game, Ashwin? Were you surprised at all by the lineup that he put out, or were you expecting the same?
Uh, just before I get into this, I forgot I have to mention this. After that Thursday night horror show that we went through, I think we spoke about it that I don't think we've been more depressed. I think I was the last time I was as depressed was after losing the Europa League final and when Wenger quit. But that Saturday game when Liverpool lost to Watford and they lost their 44th game and did reach the 49 unbeaten, did break our record, just
I was so
lifted
happy.
spirits. I was on the flight. I took a flight and I watched the first 15 minutes of the game. It was 0-0. And for some reason, the flight got delayed. We were circling in the air, and by the time I landed, the game was over. But when my phone came on, I came up to about like 150, 200 messages, and I could not believe it. Like I was so happy. Like it lifted my spirits. It lifted everything around me, because whatever said and done, okay, even if you're clinging on to the past, it's something that in modern era nobody's done, and it's an achievement that I thought was going to be broken this year because the way Liverpool played. But for us to hold on to it and to do it is just special. It's just so special. And the best part is how United fans and I mean Liverpool fans and especially United fans. I don't know why United fans were getting so pissy, but it made the two of them so upset for some reason that Liverpool couldn't break it and then we were celebrating. It was even better to see. So
Yeah, no, you're right. I think I had the I had similar emotions. The amount of quote unquote boiled piss on on Twitter from United fans. I don't know why United fans even are in the conversation. That they don't doesn't really apply to them, but they're talking about how their treble is much better than the 49 game unbeaten streak. Also, what's even more incredible now is probably City and Liverpool have been the strongest teams in a while now. I think over a decade, these are probably the strongest two teams that have come out in the last 10 years or so, and still haven't been able to come close. Or well, come close, but not overtake. I genuinely did think Liverpool will. I think over a calendar year or over a season and a half, they will get that unbeaten streak. I was pretty sure that they wouldn't go unbeaten, but I remember I was watching the Watford game and I was like, you know what? I don't think if there is a banana skin that has to happen, it will be one of these games. I didn't think it would be the Watford game though. I generally didn't think I was when they went 1-0 up. I was like, okay, 60 minutes, 30 minutes to go, they'll come back. It's Liverpool, bar, and all of that. But when the second goal went in and the third one went in, Ismail Sarr just stored them a new one. He was brilliant. It was a lot of fun watching Liverpool lose what 3 out of the last 4 games now. Atletico, Watford, and now Chelsea last night. So that's 6 goals conceded in 3 games. And yeah, maybe we still have a chance to make it to the top four. So
I mean, whatever said and done, they're the best team in the league. They've had a blip, and they're still going to go on and win the league. They're probably going to go and smash City's 100-point record as well. But we'll have our record intact, and I'm grateful that we can go another year by saying, we're still the Invincibles, and we're still the only team in the land to still do it in the modern day. So that was there. Moving on to the game at Fratton Park, I think you and me spoke about it being a potential banana skin, and to be fair, it could have turned out to be in the first half, but we seemed up for it. He made a few changes, brought in a lot. Like our attack was filled with youngsters, which was really good to see. We had the likes of Martinelli, um, uh, Eddie, all of them. I'm blanking out. Uh, Reese Nelson, sorry, yeah, Reese Nelson on the wing. So it was, and Joe Willock at the in the hole behind them. So all guys probably aged between 18 to 20, taking up the responsibility to play. And it was good to see. It was good to see Pablo Murray come in as well. Uh, he seemed confident, even though Portsmouth didn't really give him much to do. But he seemed confident on the, he seemed confident on the ball. He played some good long passes. He seemed like he could read the game well. And what was really surprising for me was I thought he would probably be a little more slower, but he was much quicker than I expected, which is a great surprise. But yeah, he read the game well, and that partnership between him and Luis looks good. I mean, it's too early; they didn't really challenge us, but it's if we can build on this from here, it'll just be great for us in the future.
No, you're right. I think the Murray had a decent game. Again, granted, it was Portsmouth, a lower league opposition side, but uh, I think it would have been a challenge for him primarily because it's Stratton Park and you're going away, and it's just the pressure that came with representing Arsenal in your debut game after having suffered that loss. I thought he was solid. Um, I would have liked to see, even though Socrates got the goal, I would have liked to see Mainland Niles play in place of him because I'm not understanding the use of Socrates as a right back, and this happened a couple of times now this season. If Bellin's not fit, then I understand that, but if Mainland Niles is there, are they waiting for Suarez to come in and to get fit and then to slot into that vacant space? Why is Mainland Niles not getting game time? I don't know. I think there's something that obviously there would be a reason there that Arteta thinks he's just either not applying himself or whatever the internal reasons might be. But I don't think Socrates is entirely comfortable playing as right back. And I think there was a statement made as well that he wants to play in his preferred position or he look at leaving as well. So
No,
I'm
I
not
think
sure. Yeah.
there was a journalist, I think, who asked Arteta after the game as to why Maitland Niles is not being picked, and Arteta came out actually with the truth, saying that he's not really, you know, he's not really putting in the performances in training for him to pick him. And he actually said that he's like, once he does that and he shows me what he can do in training is when I can pick him. And he's told him to step it up. That he said if he doesn't step it up, he can't really pick him. So Arteta came out, and that's probably why we've seen that Maitland Niles since Arteta's come has not featured at all. I mean, he played for the first two games under Arteta, and he was really good. But since Hector's come back, he's just not played.
No, you're right. I think there is. I think it's a case of what happened to Guendouzi. I think there's been a either an attitude issue or a positional issue or whatever. Because he was actually decent in the few games that he did play at right back. Having said that, I think I has there been any update on Torreira because he went off with an injury. There was some photo that I did see that he says it's okay. The ankle injury isn't as bad, but I thought was it Ceballos who came on for him? I think.
Yeah, Subhas came on for him, but he put up a picture. I know his dad came out with a comment because I think his dad's his agent or something like that. His dad came out with a comment saying that it's much better than what we actually feared. He hasn't broken anything. He hasn't ripped anything. It's just a sprain. But when Torreira was leaving Fratton Park, he was on a protective boot and he was in crutches. So I don't know. Maybe he doesn't play this weekend and probably saves him for the weekend after. But let's hope we don't have that. We don't have him injured because this season it's just been bad luck after bad luck for us because every time somebody seems to be doing really well or just coming back from injury, the other person gets injured, and you feel for Kolasinac as well. Just come back from injury, come back and like just finally settled and is about to get into the team and just picks up an injury. It just sucks.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but I mean, for me, the FA Cup is more of it'd be great to win it. I hope the focus lies in the league as the season progresses, and with the way Spurs lost, with the way Chelsea have been dropping points, I would like us to take advantage of that. Even though West Ham beat Southampton, I think West Ham also had a win after a while now, so they will come into the game up for it. They're not usually the most easiest of teams that we face at the Emirates, but I don't think it should be a problem for us. And I think we can talk about that in much before the game. But in terms of your player who you thought did really well outside of Murray, um, who would be your next pick? I thought for me, thought Nketiah was great. They had a decent game. Martinelli, of course, just doesn't seem to ever stop running. He's always harrying, always on defenders' heels. I thought those two guys were pretty decent for me after having Nketiah especially, but even Martinelli, who's been out for a while.
I mean, the two you name easy picks, but I felt like Reese after a while has had a really good game. He had both the assists. He had both the assists in the game, and I'm really happy for him because this was supposed to be his breakthrough year. Let's not forget that when Jadon Sancho and Reese were both teammates growing up, and they're both really good friends actually. And at that time, when they were on the youth level, Reese used to outdo Jadon Sancho a lot of times. Like he was supposed to be the better prospect and the brighter talent, but you can see what Sancho's done. He's gone to Germany. He's ripping it up with Dortmund, and is potentially on his way back to the Premier League next year with a value of say maybe close to 120 million. And like everybody in the world, from the likes of United to City to Chelsea to Liverpool, they're all watching him. They all want him, and he's going to be a wanted man. But just look at that, right? Like Reese did the same thing. Reese went to Germany, did okay, scored about 7, 8 goals, and this was supposed to be the year for him to come and break through. And it just for some reason hasn't worked out for him. Whether it's injuries or whether he's put too much pressure on himself trying to represent the Arsenal, but it's just not worked out. But and that's something that I really want for him to do because you know he's one of us. He's the Hale End Academy products that has grown up. He's through and through Arsenal, and you want people like that to do well, and you want it to be a success. And I feel that the way the track record that Arteta has with wingers, especially Sane and Raheem Sterling. I mean, obviously they're much better talents than what Reece is at presently. But with how he converted them and how he made them play, I think Arteta would be perfect for someone like Reece and someone like Pepe to really, get knowledge of and grow and work. So for me, I think Reece did really well. Two assists in the game. You can't really ask for more. And who did really well? I think you mentioned it was Ceballos. I think Ceballos has quietly come in, played 4 games for us, and now under Arteta, and he's started to look like the player we wanted to sign when he came to us at the start of the year. Um, I mean, a month, maybe not even a month, 2 months ago, there were talks of him wanting to leave and rip up his contract and go back to Madrid because he wanted to play. And with the European summer, I mean the summer championships coming up in the summer, wanting to go and play first team football, and it looked like he was about to leave, but he's suddenly come in. He's changed his attitude. He's focusing more. He's come in. He's played. I think he's played every game, even if it has to be a substitute appearance. He's played every game since that the first time that he got picked, uh, and he's just been doing really well. So I'm happy for him. It gives us a little more balance. It gives Özil some more opportunity to stay up. Play the number 10, play between the lines and between the midfield and defense. So that gives Özil the opportunity to find space and play those balls that he really wants to. So it's freed Özil up in a way. But let's hope it continues, and let's hope that he's one of those players that can help us push on for top four and get us there.
Do you know when the draw happens for the quarterfinals? Is it do we have any more midweek games for the FA Cup, or is it done?
I think there's one more round tonight, and I think then we'll have the draws. But
So
yeah,
draws
so
tonight. So
sorry,
the draw is tonight then.
it's either half an hour before the round start, or it's immediately after the draws. I mean
Right,
the games.
right,
It's one of
right,
those.
right.
But yeah, the teams that are left in the competition. I mean, obviously United's going to be there, Chelsea's going to be there, Liverpool's been knocked out. That's one person. That's one great team that's out. That one less team that we have to face. Let's just hope in the next round, like a City draw Chelsea and a United draw Tottenham or something like that, and we get the luck of the draw and head to Wembley.
Yeah, I would. I think the winner of the FA Cup, I think goes into the Europa League qualifiers or something to that effect. Um, I would not like that to happen. Because I genuinely can't stand the competition. I mean, I get it; it would be Europe, and there'd be some money coming in, and maybe some money is better than no money coming in for Teta. But I don't think we can. I can bear another season of the Europa League if we're not seriously going to be winning it.
Hmm.
Uh, but anyways, that's for the future. Um, your thoughts on the game? Otherwise, did you think did you were you surprised by anything that you saw or you weren't expecting?
Not really surprised. I thought we controlled the game very well in the second half. I think we took complete control. I think Portsmouth tried to close us down, and they ran out of energy and steam in the after pressing so much in the first half. And I think that's natural. But I mean, the Gulf and Clash showed we are a Premier League side and they're a League One side, the two divisions below us. And we really, I mean, it was our duty to go out there and put in a performance and beat them after the Thursday night game. But nothing really surprising. Uh, what I really enjoyed was the fact that he gave the big players some break, like Aubameyang and Ozil had complete rest. They weren't involved, and they get that little breather, and I'm looking forward to it. Like another couple of goals from the youngsters again this the week on the week that's taken them to. I think I was reading a stat that said the youngsters have contributed to about 60% of goals and assists this season, which just bodes well for the future.
No, you're right. I think there is definitely the season has been a breakthrough for most of them. Most prominent one being Martinelli and Saka.
Saka.
Um, Outside of that, I think in Ketia, who's just come back from loan from Leeds, Guendouzi's been on and off. Ceballos is still young, so I think you could probably count him in, but he's on loan. Um, Pepe is again young, first season. Willock, who's sort of tailed off and not as bright as he used to be in his start of the season. I think that's more to do with fitness, I think, than anything else. Because getting used to the league and just how the season has been, I think this it mentally draining as well with the season that we've had. I think that's probably played into his current form as well. But no, you're right. I think it's and I'm surprised. I thought that it'd probably be lower, but 60% is a huge number, which shows that the dependence has moved. And I think this number will probably increase as next season as well because of how we're placed currently and how next season shapes up. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be ripping up very many trees next season, but I would like for us to at least challenge for the top four. And because I mean, let's say, face it, we've had this discussion multiple times. I'm not really going to get into it, but we are at as of this point a mid-table side and a mid-table club that we need to fix. If it means taking harsh decisions in summer, meaning getting rid of the likes of a Siba, of Oba or Lacazette or Ozil or whoever they think is necessary, but bringing in quality replacements, that's all that really matters to me as of this point. And I guess we'll see how the future unfolds. But yeah, just one game at a time. And next week is West Ham, and just knock 3 points off and catch up on the others above us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity because we have West Ham at home, and I was just looking at the fixtures. Chelsea have Everton at home, and United have Man City away. So that's not
Yep.
going to be easy games, right? So it'd be great if Everton can get some points off Chelsea, and if Man City gets some points off United as well. So there's a chance for us to close the gap further. Even though we didn't play this weekend in the Premier League, while all the other teams played, we do have to remember our game in hand is against Man City, and that game is actually being scheduled for Wednesday night next week. So it's that game for me is a. I mean, I'm not even expecting anything. They came to the
Oh,
Emirates.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they came to the Emirates. They beat us hollow. They beat us 3-0. I think that was the final nail in Emery's coffin. And Arteta took over shortly, like 10 days later. But I don't see us going there to the Etihad and getting anything. At max, we might get a draw, which might be improvement, but I don't see us getting anything there. So it's very important for us that this weekend against West Ham, we be professional, we put in a shift, and we get the 3 points. I don't care how we get it. If we get it through an own goal, we get it through it hitting off, coming off Lacazette's ass, and it goes in. I don't really care. Just get the 3 points, get it done, be professional, and the good thing is that we play early. We play on Saturday. I think it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. So we play first. We win. We put pressure on the likes of Chelsea and United, and then just make it more nervous. Just make them sweat instead of us sweating every time.
yeah. I think it's imperative that it's an 8:30 game India time. Yeah. Yeah, the next four games we have to get 12 on 12. It's West Ham at home, Brighton away, Southampton away, who are not in the best of forms, but I'm sure they'll come up like prime Barcelona when we play them. And then Norwich at home. Before we have Wolves away, Leicester home, Spurs away, Liverpool at home, and of course not to mention City as well in the middle somewhere.
Dude, we have a
So
terrible April. We need to pick up
yeah,
points, as many points as we can before we enter that April period, because I don't see us getting more than 1 or 2 points in that period.
yeah, it's going to be very tough, but
Yeah.
hopefully fingers crossed, and hopefully it kicks off with a win against West Ham. And yeah, that's our show, guys, for this week. Hope you guys liked it. Please like, share, subscribe. Our socials are right there once again. For your reference, click the bell icon, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please help us grow. We're a brand new channel. Love for you guys to support us and spread the word. And yeah, Ashwin, pleasure as always, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, Amrit. Just before we go, guys, I just want to say, put down your predictions in the comments and let us know what you guys think up scoreline is going to be against West Ham. Thanks, Amrit. See you.
Thanks, guys. See you. Bye.